Wade.
Hey, and I'm Shea.
Welcome to Wade and Shea.
Yeah, well, the one place where we don't let the truth get in the way of good story.
What do we got on the agenda today?
Yeah, I always got a story to tell. But
Yeah,
I can tell you a time when I took a beating. Now, no one knows the truth of this story, but I'll tell you the real story if you want to hear it.
yeah, absolutely. Let's roll.
See, I never played soccer in high school. You did though. You played summer soccer.
I played soccer since I was like 7 years old.
Yeah, you were always in soccer, and I wasn't in. But the only time I played soccer was when I was about 21. I joined a men's league, and I really enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, it was. Yeah, that's the only
Hey,
the only fight I ever got into.
that's what I remember. I was just gonna say, I remember that. Do you know what? It's funny because I remember that game, right? It was like us, our little team, which was, pretty much, friends and cousins and the
Yeah,
community, pretty much, right? And you and I were like striking, or playing a rival town.
yeah.
And it was, I just remember you hanging up there by the goalie, and I
It
could
was
hear you guys kind of chirping back and forth.
yeah.
Next thing I know, I hear you saying, "He hit me." He goes, "I can't believe it. He hit me." And I'm like, "Huh?" And I'm like, I didn't really kind of catch it all the time, huh? And the next thing I know, you guys are throwing down and rolling. The next thing you guys are rolling in the goalie's
Well,
net.
let me tell you what really happened. Do you have a second? I'll tell you what really happened.
Yeah,
This is what really
yeah,
happened. So we were beating this rival town really well, right? Like, I mean, it was 6-0, whatever it was, right? And 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 this, I believe it was the seventh goal, whatever. It was an auto goal. They kicked back to the goaltender, and it went between his feet. No, it went between. He went to pick it up as it kicked back to him or whatever, and he missed it, and it went into the net. So they scored on themselves. Like, it's already 6-0. Now it's 7-0 with an auto goal. And and this goaltender and I have been going at it all evening. We've been poking each other. The refereeing was horrible, right? And this was the reason why it escalated to where it did. It was the refereeing was horrible, and so no one was kind of really watching. And we're a bunch of young guys between 21 and 35, maybe on the team somewhere there.
yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, we all are gentlemen. Anyhow, so anyhow, so this goaltender, every time I come down to strike, or as soon as I turn my back, he would give me a push in my kidneys. He would give me these kidney punches. And I was like, what is he doing? Like, I get it. He wants me out of his box. So, but anyhow, so he did it enough. He got that auto goal on himself, right? I think he touched it before it actually went in the net. So he actually scored on himself. Anyhow, I thought it was funny. And so a few minutes later, we got a corner kick. And I yelled, and I think I was yelling at you probably. And I said, don't worry, he'll score on himself. And I waved everyone out of the box. I said, don't worry, he'll score on himself. Right, as we had this corner kick, and so as I'm walking away, right, because I was literally going to let him score on himself, he came up behind me and he punched me in my jaw from behind, like just crack. And I must have been close to you. I'm like, Wade, he just punched me. He just hit me, right? And so I'm like, I'm a mild mannered guy. Like, I don't look for confrontation. Anyhow, I'm like, but I just got punched in the face. But I deserved it. Whatever. But anyhow, I just got punched in the face. And so I turn around and I decide to chirp back. We go chest to chest. And the next thing you know, he swings at me again and he hits me again. Well, by that time, everyone had gathered up. Now, here's the funny part. Everyone thinks I'm in this amazing fight, throwing fist punches here, punching everywhere. What actually happened is my little brother who was playing with us had actually come up behind me to hold me back, right? Because he knew that we were going to start throwing. So the whole time, he actually had my arms locked behind my back as this guy's punching me. So my little brother is holding me like a punching bag for this goalie who's wearing gloves. And he's just smacking me. And so I don't have free arms. My little brother's holding them behind my back. And so what I had to do to stop this pummeling of my face, I charged the goalie and I pushed him into the net. So we kind of
Yeah.
all fell in on top. Do you remember that? We kind of
Yeah.
all just fell in on top of each other because I had to somehow get my little brother like, because I had to get my arms free. And so, and it was funny because there was guys, everyone went toe to toe with someone, right?
Yeah.
Like it was a disaster. Like
Yeah.
there was people. I remember some of the older guys were pulling people off this pile.
Yeah. They're like throwing them off, like,
bodies.
That's what I remember. I remember that. I remember you saying, don't worry, they'll score on himself. And I remember because I was laughing and then because I kind of was laughing, I kind of turned away. And that's, I guess, when the guy came and he punched you. And he's like, he hit me. I'm like, what? I like him, like, no. And yeah. But it's funny because I do remember you just like charging into the net, but I didn't remember it because your brother is making you a human pinata.
This is actually the first time I've ever told anyone. Whenever anyone talks about that fight, it was just like, me just back and forth. The truth was, I was just a punching bag for this guy because my brother wouldn't get off my back. It's that one time where that holdback guy isn't helping at all. All right.
But here's the thing. Why do people do that, right? Why do they hold you back? I'm like, everybody knows that what happened to you is going to happen in every scenario. The smart one is the one that stays away, and that's the brother or friend or whatever. Hey, you know what? Hey, do your thing.
Yeah, I'll jump in at the right time, right? But not right at the start.
Like, smack.
I probably told that story a dozen times because it's the only fight I've really ever been in where it was like real man on man, angry at each other, right? But never have I told the part where I was just a punching bag for this guy.
But it makes sense.
This goaltender just pummels me and so, like I said, the only choice I had was to run at him and push us, a great big pile into the corner of the soccer net, and then it was, even my wife was there, and she was probably 6 months pregnant, and she ran out on the field. She was gonna go fight somebody. She was out there screaming my name, and I was like, when I was finally getting free of this pile, like, and there's my wife's on the soccer field with this big old belly. I'm like, what are you doing? And she was coming out there to fight somebody. I'm like, oh my goodness.
But she's probably thinking, this is more like it now. This is real football.
No, that's right. Yeah. She comes from a culture where they play a lot of soccer, and there's lots of fights. But that was fun. We did good. We got, actually, because of that fight, we got kicked. We forfeited some games, right?
Yeah,
but they let us pay anyhow. They let us play anyhow because the league got together and said, well, we're a small men's league. We can't just take one team out, right? And they realized that the reffing played a huge part of it. The game was, it's amazing what the role that referee plays in a sport. Because as soon as in this case, as soon as that individual started losing control, all of a sudden we started creating new rules, right? Right? Yeah. We're like, oh, well, it's like when you pass, like, you pass a cop car, your cop car on, and you're going a couple marks over the speed limit, right? Yeah. And then you say, oh, I guess that's the new speed limit, because when you pass the cop, right? It's just like no different than a referee. He's gone by you, approved that 5 marks past the limit, right? And in your brain you say that. I'm sure he had other things more important to do, but whatever. And you go, okay, that's the new speed limit, right? Yeah. And and how long would you do that, right? Go 10 points past the mark, go 20, go 20 points, 30 points, and if a cop car passes you, all of a sudden, that's the new speed limit, and you kind of let that grow. And that's, and I've always admired referees and stuff in sports, and what a tough job. right?
Yeah.
Every call
But,
every call you make, half the people love you and half the people hate you.
oh yeah, for sure. But you know what? I have to go back to what you said there, and that was where you're saying, you know, where just new rules come to be, right?
Yeah.
But in that game, the only ones that made new rules was you and your brother. We just all came along, okay?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we made new. That's right. Yeah. Okay. So it wasn't refereeing. Okay. It was me. I was making new rules, right? I was making the auto goal rule. Yeah, they just score on themselves. You don't have to do anything, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, it's so
So
right.
it
Yeah.
went from this whole, you got in this big fight and it was talked about for now. Today, it's basically what you're doing was arms play and drama.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, like someone's arms. Yeah, in drama class, like
We got somebody here.
yeah, that's right. My
The
arms
other
are like
arms are
this.
like this.
Yeah,
No, don't do it.
I'm like, exactly. Yeah,
No, no.
My brother's hands up here holding me back. I'm like, yeah, thanks, bro. Because I'm just like,
That's exactly how it was, right? You running into the net, and there's this other arms saying, no, 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 no.
that's right. Oh my, that was something. Anyhow, yeah, now that I've told the truth, now I'm not cool anymore. Not like I ever was. But yeah, I must have been 21, 22,
Well, yeah, 21 or 22. 22
21,
probably.
20. Yeah, it was probably 22 when
Yeah.
that summer. And like I said, they let us back into the league to play, and actually we won the league. We won the
Yeah.
league. And
Yeah.
and I don't think we ever played the rival again that year. I don't think we ever did. We played other
No,
teams.
I think it was like the end of it, getting the end of the season.
I think it was. I think we only had one more game or whatever it was, and yeah, we ended up winning the season. I have the picture somewhere. I actually did. I cut it out of a newspaper. I don't remember where. I think I put it in the back of a photo album of us celebrating the victory. Not the fight. They didn't. No one that didn't get any news at all, right?
It was the second last game because I remember the other team on the bleachers watching to see who they would be playing because it was basically whoever won.
That's right. It was a
Right?
split. It was
It was a split.
whoever
Yeah.
won, they played. So they came to scout. Not scout. What's the right word?
Yeah, well, they just came to see who were playing, like
Yeah.
who they were winning, right? But
Yeah, and they chose to play us.
yeah, they did.
Because they didn't have to, because they would have won if
That's
right.
Yeah.
They would have won, but they chose to play us. That's right, and it was one of the local city teams that chose to play. Yeah, which was good on them. Good on them too.
Yeah.
It was a good game. It was fun.